So, and with that, welcome everyone. Today we have a relaxed, quick unboxing. Plus, we will take a look at the detailing bag from Chemical Guys. Waschguru has massively expanded his Chemical Guys range, and there is still much more to come. And we have already tested many Chemical Guys products. There were also a few real flops among them, I have to say quite clearly. For example, I wouldn't recommend something like a jet sealer to you. But check out Andreas's videos. He has a lot of favorites from Chemical Guys. For example, I have also discovered the plastic care product for myself. There will be a few more videos on that. So there is definitely usable material included. And I thought to myself, we haven't looked at bags in ages. There hasn't been much new either. But since the bag is now included, I just brought it home because I found it nicely compact. And that was also the reason why I said I'll test this out, I'll get it. It costs around $50. Currently, it is a bit discounted until the upcoming deal starts. That's why I thought, let's go. I'll treat myself to it here in the deal. I actually got more, specifically the microfiber wheel rim detailing wedge from Chemical Guys. We can take another look at that in one of the later videos. But today, it's primarily about the bag. I got the B, second variant from Solo again. Then also the small polishing cones. I always need more of those, especially for the workshops. Again, the small dry blade here from Chemical Guys, small and once in large. Now we have it mirrored, so to speak. We have green and large, yellow in small, blue in large, and in small. And it shouldn't be all there is. I treated myself to 2 more fragrances because we also tested the fragrances from ADBL, among others. And now I thought to myself, the Chemical Guys fragrances are extremely popular, so I have to try them out as well. I got myself Mom's Pound Cake here, and also the Fresh Cherry Blast variant. We're not testing them now, but we will in the coming days. I want to find out why the fragrances are so popular. There must be a reason for that. That's why we'll leave the 2 here, because the bottles are actually specifically intended for the bag. The items are going back into the package. And now let's take a closer look at this bag. Maybe you have already discovered them. I did a bit of browsing, especially because the deals are still active at this time, but later they won't be. And that's why I thought, let's go. I'll get it, because it's a somewhat more compact bag. That takes up little space in the trunk. And I believe this is also an ideal bag for, let's call it, traveling. If you are planning a larger trip and still want to take some detailing items with you, I think you can use this very well. I believe it can also be repurposed for other things. So, let's take off the label up here. This is my bag and I don't want to give it away. Now let's take a look at the piece. You can already see that it is really small and compact. So first of all, you can fold them very flat when you don't need them and then just pull them apart in the middle. I haven't looked at them in detail yet. I'm doing this with you for the first time now. And here is the bottom. And you can immediately tell that it is very well made and robust. I really like the quality of the workmanship. The bottom here is actually stuck quite firmly on the side, and we need to fold it inward, so to speak. There's still a bit of paper here that we need to tuck in. And that's why you also have Velcro here on the underside. It might be a bit dark on this side, and inside you have Velcro as well. You just press it down here, and that gives you the full volume, and it won't collapse. There's also a bit of silica gel here to keep it dry. Very nice. So really, small, handy, compact, and now we come to the features, and that's why you're watching this video and want to know the dimensions from me. I would say the external dimensions are approximately 30 by 24. Inside you have a width of about 20 centimeters, depending on how much you push outward, let's say 20 centimeters, and on the length side, approximately 30 centimeters. So you can see it's a very compact version. On the front, it has the Chemical Guys logo. On the back, you have various pockets. Let's start with the outside. So on the back here are various pockets to easily store items like brushes, applicators, and small things. However, bottles do not fit in here, as it is too narrow. On one side, you have these mesh pockets, and on the other side, exactly the same thing, but as a large pocket. Here, for example, you can put a cloth or small applicators, which works just as well. And at the front, we have a bag under the Chemical Guys logo, which is divided into 3 individual small pockets. I think the one in the middle is a bit larger than the others, but I could be mistaken. So here in the front, 3, and again, 3 spots. Inside, you have nothing on the short outer sides. On one side and the other side, you have the typical brush holders. These are the tabs. I hope it can be seen here in this dark color. You can see it. There are these little tabs everywhere. You have a total of 1, 2 larger ones and 1, 2, 3, 4 smaller ones. And on the other side, it is mirrored exactly and then turned around. That means there are 2 large tabs inside and 4 small tabs here. So for brushes and everything that goes with it. Yes, and with that, you can store it perfectly. That's why I left the Chemical Guys bottles outside here. These are the 473 ml variants, and they fit in terms of height. I will also provide the height measurements shortly. So, up to this edge here, you have 17.5 centimeters. This is especially important if you are deciding whether to get the bag or not, to know if my bottles fit in, how many bottles fit in, what is the height like. Because here, you can already see that the Chemical Guys bottles normally have a height of about 24. The edge here is at 17.5, and with that, these items can actually be placed in here quite easily. I don't have a ton of these bottles here right now, but you can see here that they fit underneath and also here again. This means that if you place 3, 4, or 5 of them side by side, it will get tight. So I would say that 15 to 15 bottles of the Chemical Guys original bottles will definitely fit in here. It might get a bit bulky, but it works. But then you won't be able to store any brushes inside. It will be too cramped. Now the question is, what about other bottles? And that's why this isn't a Chemical Guys promotional video. So let's just do the test. We'll take the Primus from Labo Cosmetica. That's really a big thick bottle, and you can see here it sticks out a bit higher. But it is clearly visible that it still slips under the handle here. That means it's not a problem at all. It doesn't tip over. That means if we put this in here and let's take another look. Oh, come on. Let's fit them all in together. Then you can see here that 3 bottles fit side by side without any problem. A 4th one, as you can see here, will be too tight. But even with the large bottles, quite a few can fit in here. So, what about taller bottles? For example, the ones from Fireball, which are actually similar or almost similar in size, just a bit taller. The remaining milliliters come into play. There's no question that they will fit. Now let's take a look at the ADBL Typhon as a larger bottle. You can't do that down here anymore. At the latest, once the spray head is on top, it won't work anymore. So you have to place it in from the top and also take it out that way, but it definitely works. You can clip it a bit into the tabs here. Too tight? But with the Chemical Guys bottles, it works as well. That means here, this is definitely very, very good. I hope the camera can capture this a bit. You see, I have now secured these small rubber bands, and then I could secure 2 bottles here and 2 bottles over there. The other tabs are too small for these 473 ml spray bottles. With the large ones, there are the flaps. You can still squeeze that in. So, if necessary, you could still get that in here. And can I do it? Yes, but it's already under a lot of tension. And you can see here that it wouldn't work with the other flap anymore. This means that the 2001 variant is not necessarily the best fit for it. Here, you can see that Chemical Guys has tailored this bag specifically to accommodate their bottle sizes a bit. So these large bottles fit well. And the small 500 ml ones like Blackouter can be placed here without any issues. So they won't tip over. Well, I don't think the side straps or bottle holders are that bad. However, I would have liked to see a strap in the middle on the inner sides on both narrow sides that could hold another bottle as well. But that's just my tip. You could use an FX Protect bottle, which are actually quite wide. Even here, they won't fall out. Even if I go a bit off-road, nothing will fall out of the bag. I hadn't mentioned the handle yet, but you can see here at the top that this rubberized or foam area is nice to carry. However, the handle cannot be moved. It cannot be folded inwards or twisted in any way. That won't work. And if you want to fold the bag, again, just reach in with your hand here on the side, lift the bottom up, and you can easily fold it back together. So this definitely works well. It's a nice, compact bag. But at some point, you'll reach your packing limits. That means if I add a foam sprayer here, yes, and you can already see that it won't be as advantageous in terms of space. You can fit it in there a bit. It works, but I wonder if you can store your pressure sprayer in here. It definitely works. If you prepare the solution at home beforehand, you can place it in here. But I don't think the bag is really suitable for that. I believe it would just be stored externally somewhere. But it definitely works. You have to twist it a bit sideways, even though you turn it in from the side, and then just hook the handle on the outside here. So here, 2001, it's okay, so it would work. Then add wheel cleaner and glass cleaner. But now the question is If you have a lot of stuff from the self-service box, I think it will eventually get too tight in the bag. Because if you want to add a large, thick drying towel, for example, a large, thick wash mitt that should be placed in here at the top, I believe it would fit. Here, something like 80x50 1400 GSM, if I fold this up. Now, of course, it fits nicely in there, but it would take up quite a bit of volume, as you can see. So you would just have to place it on top. I would either stand the bottles up or place them in vertically. There are many, many options. This also depends a bit on how many products you are taking with you. What do you have with you? Or do you perhaps have your microfiber products in a small bag or something like that? Look, the bottles can also fit on the side. You can store the bottles outside as well. It works without any problems. Using over there at the big single net. Yes, in an emergency, but yes, it's not really designed for that perfectly. But out here, you can store 500 milliliter bottles perfectly. Nothing flies around here, so even if you're really off-roading, you can use it very, very flexibly. And that's why I have to say I'm glad I got the bag, because overall, it works absolutely well. Thank you for watching, everyone. 2001 Chemical Guys detailing bag. Please share your opinion in the comments below. Perhaps you have tested it before, or maybe you have already used it. I would be very, very happy to receive your feedback. One of the products that I really, really like, we'll take a look at the fragrances, and we'll also check out the applicator. And you can also write in if you have any suggestions for products from Chemical Guys in the range expansion that you want me to test, Sebastian. We have already looked at quite a bit, but they have a huge range, which I have now realized. So very, very exciting. Let's see what else is hidden in there. And we'll see you next time, folks. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us via WhatsApp. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next bag, unboxing and test, and yes, measurement video. Until then, bye guys.